Internal Revenue Service IRS Tax News. Treasury IRS release latest state-by-state economic impact payment figures. IR 2020-91, May 8, 2020, Washington. The Treasury Department and the Internal Revenue Service today released updated state-by-state figures for economic impact payment, with approximately 130 million individuals receiving payments worth more than $200 billion in the program's first 4 weeks. Quote, "We are working hard to continue delivering these payments to Americans who need them," end quote, said IRS Commissioner Chuck Rettig. Quote, "The vast majority of payments have been delivered in record time, and millions more are on the way every week. We encourage people to visit IRS.gov, that's the IRS website, IRS.gov, for the latest information, FAQs, or frequently asked questions, and updates on the payments," end quote. More than 150 million payments will be sent out, and millions of people who do not typically file a tax return are eligible to receive these payments. Payments are automatic for people who filed a tax return in 2018 or 2019, received Social Security, retirement, survivor or disability benefits, SSDI, railroad retirement benefits, as well as Supplemental Security Income, SSI, and Veterans Affairs beneficiaries who didn't file a tax return in the last 2 years. So in other words, the payments are just being shot out automatically. In essence, if you filed 2019, they're going to be based on that information. If you didn't file 2019, then they're going to go back to 2018 and still just basically automatically shoot them out. If you didn't file 2019 or 2018 and you get some kind of benefit payment from Social Security, retirement, survivor or disability, SSDI, railroad retirement benefits, Supplemental Security Income, SSI, and Veterans Affairs beneficiaries, if you get some payment from them, the IRS should still be able to just send out the check as well. So most of the checks then should be going out in an automatic fashion. The IRS is producing those and just and pumping those out. Back to the text. For those who didn't receive federal benefits and didn't have a filing obligation in 2018 or 2019, the IRS continues to encourage them to visit the non-filer tool on at IRS.gov, the IRS website, so they can quickly register for economic impact payments. So in those situations where a 2019 and 2018 tax return were not filed, not required to file, and no benefits were being received for these other areas such as Social Security, retirement, survivor benefits, SSDI, and so on and so forth, then the IRS doesn't have that information. They've been pushing to try to reach out to those individuals to use this non-filer tool so they can get the information, fairly minimal information necessary for the basic payment to be sent out. So they're still encouraging people to use that tool if they fall into that category. Back to the text. People can continue to receive their payment through the year. So people can continue to receive their payment through the year. Economic impact payment totals by state. They have a breakdown here. There's going to be a link to this in the text if you want to take a look at it, breaking down by state. And then it has the postal code, the number of EIP payments, so how many payments went out, and the total amount of the payments. So you can see the payments that went out, basically the individuals and families and whatnots that would be receiving the payment, the number of payments, as well as the dollar amount of the payments broken out by state. And once again, if you just look at the numbers, the sheer just number of payments that are going out just in terms of how many payments as well as the dollar amount, it's pretty amazing to look at. So you can go through that, check out your state as compared to other states. And it does appear, of course, that the IRS is just processing a whole lot of payments and a whole lot of cash is being pumped out here. So back to the text. Economic impact payment help available on IRS.gov, the IRS website. IRS.gov has a variety of tools. There's a link to those tools here. There'll be a link to this in the description. Back to the text, and resources available to help individuals and businesses navigate economic impact payments and get the information they need about EIP, economic impact payments, and other CARES Act provisions. Economic impact payment frequently asked questions, FAQs. The IRS is seeking a variety of questions about economic impacts payments, ranging from eligibility to timing. These FAQs, frequently asked questions, there's a link to that here. There'll be a link to this in the description. Back to the text, provide an overview and are updated frequently. Taxpayers should check the FAQs often for the latest additions. Many common questions are answered on IRS.gov already, and more are being developed.